Hello friends, and welcome back to the part 2 of this experiment to find Y parameters for two-port network. So friends, in the part 1 we have already seen by using actual practical demonstration how you can calculate Y parameters for any two-port network. Now in this part 2 we will do some theoretical calculations, on paper calculations we will do, and we will try to match our experimental results with theoretical results. Okay, so this was the observation table during our part 1. So here we have measured various currents and voltages, and from those values we have calculated the Y parameter for the corresponding network. Okay, so this was the circuit we have used during practical demonstration. So it is basically a T network. It is a two-port network where V1 and I1 are port 1 parameters and V2 and I2 are port 2 parameters. And V1 and V2 were the externally applied voltages. So they are respectively 5.45 and 8 volt respectively. Okay. And the values of R1, R2 and R3 are like this. Okay. So friends, let us start the calculations. Y parameters are also known as short circuit admittance parameters. Okay, so what we are doing basically here, so suppose this is the output port. So what we are doing, initially we are shorting this port 2 and we will calculate two parameters. Okay, and after that we will short port 1. So we will get remaining two Y parameters. Okay, so let us start. So friends, in the step 1 we will short circuit the port 2. So now here you can see we have shorted these two terminals. So your output port will get shorted. So due to this your voltage V2 becomes 0. Okay. So in this condition your parameters will be like this. So here your V1 is 5.45 volt, which is externally applied voltage. I1 we have to calculate. Then V2 will become 0 because we have shorted this port 2, and again I2 we have to calculate. So we will calculate I1 first, and from I1 we can calculate I2 like this. So friends, here your current I1 is the total current coming from this supply V1. So your current is voltage V1 upon total resistance of the circuit. So R1 plus R2 parallel to R3, because we have shorted this. So R2 and R3 are in parallel. Okay, and this parallel combination is in series with R1. So R1 plus R2 parallel to R3. Now put these values, you will get this equation. Now calculate this, you will get the value of I1 as 4.23 milliampere. So this is your I1. Now from I1 we can calculate I2, because what happens when this current I1 comes at this point, it will get divided into two parts. Some current will flow through this R2, which is nothing but your I2, and some current will pass through this R3. So your current is getting divided at this node. So we can apply current divider rule to calculate the value of I2. So friends, now you can see your total current I1 is coming from the source through this resistance R1 like this. It is coming at this node, and then it is divided into R2 and R3. So we are interested in this current I2, which is passing through this resistance R2. So now we can apply current divider rule over here. So since we have to calculate I2, now I2 is passing through what? R2, according to this diagram. So we will write opposite resistance. Opposite resistance is R3. So R3 upon total resistance R2 plus R3. So R3 upon R2 plus R3 multiplied by incoming current. So your incoming current is I1. So you are getting this formula. Now put the values and you will get the value of I2 like this. So now we have written the values. Calculate this. You will get the value of I2 as 1.37 milliampere. Okay. Now we are having all four parameters V1, V2, I1 and I2. Now we can calculate first two Y parameters. So friends, when your port 2 is short circuited, you will get these two parameters Y11 and 21. Okay, now we have written the formulas. There is one simple trick to remember this formula. Now what is Y? Y is admittance. So admittance is definitely what? Current upon voltage. So Y11. So this one indicates I1 and this second one indicates V1. Okay, and at this time look at the quantity in the denominator V1. So definitely if it is V1, V2 should be equal to 0. Similarly Y21. So this 2 indicates I2 and 1 indicates V1. Current upon voltage is nothing but your admittance. Okay. and since we are having v1 in denominator, we will write v2 is equal to 0, and v2 is equal to 0 is possible only when we will short circuit port 2. So hence we are getting these two parameters during our first step. Okay, now put the values. So friends, we have substituted the values. Now calculate this. You will get the value of y11 and y21 as 0.776 millisiemens or millimho we can say, and y21 is 0.251 millisiemens. Okay, so these were the y parameters during step 1. Now we will do the step 2 where we will short circuit port 1 like this. So here you can see we have shorted this port, so therefore your voltage V1 becomes 0. Okay, and this current I1 will pass through this short circuit. Okay, so friends, here your port parameters will be like this. See, V1 is 0 volt because we have shorted port 1. I1 we will calculate. Then V2 is the 8 volt which is externally applied during the practical demonstration. Okay, and I2 again we will calculate. This I2 is flowing due to this voltage V2. So first we will calculate I2, and when this current I2 comes at this node, it will get divided into two parts. Okay, so by using current divider, then we can calculate I1 from I2. So let us first calculate I2. So friends, here your I2 is V2 upon total resistance. Now what is total resistance? R2 is in series with parallel combination of R1 and R2 because we have shorted this port. So R1 and R3 are in parallel. So R1 parallel to R3. This combination is in series with R2. So R2 plus R1 parallel to R3. So this is the total resistance you are getting. Okay, now put these values, you will get the value of I2 as 6.16 milliampere. Okay, now we got the value of I2. Now use current divider rule at this node, we will get the value of I1 like this. So friends, here you can see the current I2 is coming from this output port like this. Now at this node, this current will get divided into R1 and R3 like this. Now we are interested in the current flowing through this resistance R1, which is nothing but I1. Okay, so since current is divided into two parts, we can use the current divider rule over here. So according to this rule, the value of I1 will be like this. So we are finding the current flowing through R1. So opposite resistance is R3. So R3 upon total resistance. What is total resistance? Current is divided into R1 and R3. So R1 plus R3 multiplied by incoming current. So your incoming current is I2. Now put all these values, you will get the value of I1 as 1.99 milliampere. So we have calculated the value of I1 and I2. Now by we are having all four values. Now by putting these values we can calculate remaining two y parameters, which are y12 and y21. So let us write the formulas. So friends, y12 is admittance I1 upon V2. One indicates current and two indicates voltage. Since in the denominator we are having V2, so obviously V1 should be 0. Y22 I2 upon V2. So again V2 we are taking, so V1 should be 0. Now put these values, you will get the value of these two y parameters as 0.249 millisiemens or millimho, and Y22 is 0.770 millisiemens or millimho. Okay, so in this way we can calculate Y parameters for any two-port network. So now our theoretical and experimental results both are ready. So we will put them in tabular form and we will compare experimental results with theoretical results like this. Okay, so these are your four Y parameters. Okay, and we have measured their values. You can indicate them either in millisiemens or millimho. Okay, so your first parameter is y11. The experimental value was 0.768 millisiemens. Here we are getting 0.77. Okay, so almost same value we are getting. Then y21 is 0.248. Here we are getting 0.251 millisecond. Again same value we are getting. Okay, then y12 was 0.249 during experiment. Now during calculation it is 0.249. So exactly same value we are getting. And y22 last parameter, experimental value was 0.768 millisiemen, and here we are getting 0.770 millisiemen. Okay, so if you compare these experimental values with theoretical values, you can conclude that almost same value we are getting. Okay, so this justifies our experiment. Whatever readings we have taken, they are correct. So this can be verified by doing the on paper calculations or theoretical calculations. Okay, Again, one thing you have to note, friends, our first value y11 and y21 are almost similar. Okay, so this indicates that our network is symmetrical in nature. Okay, and the y21 and y12 are again almost matching. So this indicates our network is reciprocal in nature. So little bit variation in between experimental values and theoretical values is because of the calibration error of instruments and the power supply fluctuations during the course of the experiment. Okay, so this comes to the end of this part 2. So in this way you can calculate y parameters using practical setup as well as theoretical approach. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. If you are having any doubts or difficulties, please let me know in the comment section, and if you really like this video, please press the like button. Please do share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.